What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Today we're going to be talking about Blue Protocol. Now I'm going to go over this kind of quickly. I did another $5,000 purchase into this platform, so now my total portfolio is sitting at $5,880. Now, if you guys don't remember, this is a 50,000% APY platform. But again, you have to keep in mind this is 50,000% APY in tokens, not in dollars, right? So that makes a big difference based on the price of the coin, which is going to change dramatically over the next 30 days. Now, again, since I have $5,880 in here, the way that it works is every 4 hours you get a rebase, right? The rebase is going to pay you 0.286% in coins, right? I'm going to get 0.286% more coins in my wallet, right? Now, if the price of the blue token stays exactly the same, then I'm making 0.286% every 4 hours. If the price of it goes up, then I'm making more. If the price of it goes down, then I'm making less, right? So that's essentially the way that it works. Right now, the price is sitting at $25.76. This is treasury backed, right? So this isn't just Ponzi-nomics. The way that it works is there are some stable coins and some other stuff that was developed by the Blue Protocol team. That's staked liquidity pools that's kind of combined together to make sure that if this thing does see some sells, then it won't just collapse entirely and completely without warning, right? The treasury backery does help. Treasury backed part of it does help reduce the dumpage and increase the pumpage a little bit, right? But not all the way, right? You can still see some pretty big dumps in this thing or some pretty big pumps in this thing, right? So you also have a growth calculator right here. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, which tells you in 30 days how much you're going to be making in blue tokens. That gives you a good idea of how to make a plan. Now, guys, you do have to make a plan with Blue Protocol if you decide to jump in. Don't just set it and forget it. Right? If you plan on being in here for 30 days and then pulling out, do the calculator and try to do some calculations about when you need to kind of readjust your plan. If you plan on taking out bits and pieces over the next 10 days, you can, again, use the calculator. But make sure you come up with some type of plan of what you want to do. I'll give you some options, some ideas, but make sure you have something. Then you have a chart here, too. This chart's going to tell you exactly kind of where we're at, where we started, and everything like that. So currently, we're sitting at $25. It started all the way back here at about $5 on the 17th, so about 7 days ago. We'll talk about kind of where it went a little bit too. But before I do that, if you guys are interested in this, you're like, man, that sounds good. I didn't watch your last video. This is interesting. So how to actually join real quick, go over to the buy page, click on that, go to PancakeSwap, buy some blue tokens. Once you get your blue tokens, go to the stake page over here. You're going to see that your total portfolio is going to increase. You're going to have some blue tokens, but you won't have any S blue yet. You need to make sure you stake it, because if you don't stake it, you don't get that 50,000% APY. You get nothing, right? In fact, you're probably going to lose a lot if you just buy the blue token. But anyway, make sure you buy the blue token, you stake it, max amount, and then whenever you want, you can pull out, right? You can be in this thing for 4 hours, make 2.286%, and then just dip, right? That's what you want to do. But now that's how that thing works. Now let's talk about kind of where it can go for me, best case scenario, worst case scenario, things like that. So again, just to record where this thing has gone, it started at about $5 on the 17th of July. Now it went all the way up, pumped all the way up from the 19th of July, so 2 days later, it went up about 6x to $28, right? So that's pretty massive pump in just a couple days. Then we had a pretty big dump from $28 to $17, $18, right? After that, we started to have a surge up basically since the 20th all the way up till now. We're up to $25. We've been pumping ever since, right? So at this point, we could go down parabolically or we can go up parabolically. It really, like, I can't predict it. Sideways movement probably was not going to happen, right? You're going to see a massive pump or a massive dump eventually in this thing, right? So we'll see what happens. And just so you guys are aware and you guys can get an idea of where it can, of what earnings could look like, let's just look at my portfolio. So right now, I have 228.27 S Blue tokens. This calculator says in 30 days, I'm going to get 381.68 blue tokens. Now, this means that this assumes that I'm not taking out anything, right? Your strategy might be to take out, 10 S Blue tokens every day because you're still getting profits on that, right? That could be a strategy. But this is assuming you take out nothing. Compound it, and then you just keep it in there for 30 days. You're going to come out with 381.68 blue tokens. Now, how much is that? So 381.68. So let's type that in. 381.68. I want to actually see if I can copy this, make it a little easier for later. 381.68. And we're going to multiply that by the current price. So it's unlikely that the price will be exactly the same in 30 days. Again, I said this thing is going to move like crazy, right? It's going to go up or down like crazy. But let's just say maybe it goes up a lot, then it goes down a lot. It ends up back at the same price in 30 days, right? We're looking at $25.76. So we're going to multiply this by $25.76 in 30 days. If I just keep it in there and we're at the same price, I'm looking at a profit of about $4,000. That's $9,832 worth of tokens that I have, and I can just exit with in 30 days. Okay. So another option is the negative option, right? I don't want to sit here and be super positive. This thing can definitely go in the negative direction. If we retrace back to the $5 amount, right? If I make in 30 days, I'm still going to have 381.68 tokens, and I'm going to multiply that by $5. Let's say we go down a lot, we dump a lot, we end up at $5 in 30 days. Then I'm looking at $1,908. So that's a loss of about $4,000. Right? That's essentially what happened to me last time that I did these types of platforms, right? The Olympus DAO, Time Wonderland forks of this. I stayed in for too long, and I ended up losing basically close to that amount, maybe even more. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully I'm still going to go the aggressive strategy route because that's just generally what I do on this channel. I'm not going to pull out a lot or a little bit at a time. I'm just going to pull out the majority at a later date. Maybe not 30 days. We'll see what happens. So that's 30 days from now. Now, let's go on the optimistic route. So the optimistic route, currently we're sitting at $25. $50, I think, is definitely attainable, right? That's only a little bit higher of where we're at. From $5 to $50, that's a 10x from where it started. I think that's very possible. We saw Olympus DAO and Time Wonderland do similar stuff to that. So let's do those calculations real quick, kind of see where we're at. Again, I have 381.68 blue tokens that I'm going to be earning in 30 days. So we're going to go ahead and multiply that by the price of $50 per token. I'm looking at $19,084. So that's a pretty nice bonus profit right there. That's very, very optimistic though, right? That's assuming in 30 days we hit the $50 mark. Maybe it'll go higher and dump down to $50. Who knows, right? But there's a lot of different ways that this thing can go. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a outlook of how things can go for me in the next 30 days, right? Now, again, your strategy may be completely different. Maybe you're not going to hold the whole thing for 30 days. Again, maybe you'll take out half of it in 15 days and keep the rest in for the other 15. That's what a lot of people are doing, is to try to get their initial back and then, ride the rest from compounding. So that's up to you. And again, if you want to be extra degen, you can wait 41 days. You're going to double your tokens. Then you can take out what you had to put in to begin with and just ride the rest, right? If you're really looking to do that. That's another kind of probably going to be a popular strategy to see if people will just double and stick with it, right? So that is everything for this video. Let me know what you guys think about Blue Protocol in the comments section down below. Leave a comment. If you haven't yet, make sure that you like the video, subscribe, and leave some comments. Talk about what you think. Were you in Olympus DAO before? Were you in Time Wonderland? How did that work out for you? Are you jumping into this? Or did you have nightmares from what happened before? And of course, if you guys aren't Patreon members, you might want to consider becoming Patreon members, because I go into more depth about kind of my financial thoughts about things. I'm very optimistic on this YouTube channel, but I do talk about losses and just negatives a lot more on my Patreon, for my Patreon only specific videos. So we'll probably talk a little bit more about Blue Protocol from that. And also, they do have a AMA that they're doing, right? So this Blue Weekly AMA today. I think it's soon. It might be like now or maybe in 40 minutes or something. So you can go over to the YouTube page and watch that AMA. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video if that AMA has some interesting stuff in it. We'll see. All right, guys, that is everything for today. I will catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and peace out.